John Alexander.
And I'm Naima Latif. Meet people like you who are making a positive difference in the world.
Big difference.
Watch us every day on The Media Connection at www.youtube.com/The Media Connection TV.
YouTube it. We'll see you soon.
Good evening. I'm Naima Latif, and we are coming to you live from the Quarry Event Center here in Chicago. And you are watching us on the On Air Network. And this is a day of celebration. We're celebrating 70 years of Yvette Moyo. She is a fantastic community organizer, and she is one who is known for her work in really uplifting the South Shore community. She's the publisher of the South Shore Current magazine. She's a co-founder of the Real Men Cook. And if you've ever been to that event, you know it is fabulous. And she also is one who has purchased the Quarry Event Center and turned it into a place that is really making a difference in the South Shore community. Well, we've just heard a fabulous interview of Miss Yvette Moyo by this gentleman who is well known now in Chicago. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself to our viewing audience and tell us how you got involved in interviewing Yvette Moyo for her very special birthday celebration of 70 years tonight.
70 amazing years. My name is Dilla. I'm a Chicago historian, born and raised in this city. I got invited by her son, Rael, who I've known at this point for a little more than 20 years. We are both members of Omega Psi Phi. And as a Chicago historian, I'm supposed to know all the people who have made history and who are trailblazers in our city. And so I was really honored to be asked to be here today to interview Miss Yvette.
So she gave quite a bit of history that I was not aware of. And was there anything that you heard tonight that surprised you that she shared with the audience?
Yeah, just today you think about South Shore and other South Side neighborhoods, and they're pretty much predominantly African American. So to hear someone say that they integrated 74th and Bennett, right? Like that's, we don't always think about that these streets and these blocks here in Chicago needed to be integrated in a lot of different spaces. So that was very surprising. And then the other part of it is that sometimes when you research something and you see it in a book, that's one thing. But when you get that first person stamp of approval, like, to read about them not sitting the first Black homecoming queen in Eastern Illinois, but then to listen to the person who was involved in that on the ground, kind of cements the story for you. So the book, two sides of the spectrum, right? It was like, hey, you ain't wrong about this, but also as well as learning stuff. So it was really cool.
Now tell us a bit about what you do, because of course you're obviously a media personality, and so we want people to be able to continue to follow you as you continue to share your craft.
Yeah, so I'm a Chicago historian. I create Chicago history content online, primarily on my TikTok and Instagram channels, where I tell origin stories, right? Why do certain blocks have certain names, certain high schools, right? Why do we have 77 neighborhoods? Who came up with that? And just telling the ethnic history of Chicago, right? Where do we get a Little Village from, right? And what was it before that? So I tell those stories online. I create content, but then I also lead Chicago Mahogany Tours, where we take people on neighborhood tours so that you can learn about the built environment and see some of the historical buildings and learn about what was there. We do all sides of the city. I'm trying to tell Chicago stories.
Well, thank you so much for telling the story of Yvette Moyo tonight with all of your very pertinent questions. And when will the next time we hear from you? What's the next event you're doing?
I'm always doing something. I'm looking forward to a lot of the King holiday stuff. So we'll be leading tours through North Lawndale. And in fact, WCIU, which is a local station here, we're doing this show called Black History Verified. We're going to be filming it next week, and it's going to come out the first week in February. It's going to be honoring like lesser known Black Chicagoans who have changed the world.
Well, thank you so much. And that's Dilla from Chicago Mahogany. So we'll be right back with more honoring of Yvette Moyo and those who perhaps have had a chance to share her journey throughout Chicago. We'll be right back after this quick break, so we want you to stay with us.
Hi, this is John Alexander.
And I'm Naima Latif. Meet people like you who are making a positive difference in the world.
Big difference.
Watch us every day on The Media Connection at www.youtube.com/The Media Connection TV.
YouTube it. We'll see you soon.
And we are back here. You are watching the On Air Network live at the Quarry. And here we have an opportunity to really appreciate a figure in history, Yvette Moyo. She's celebrating 70 years, and she's celebrating success, not only as a publisher and as a community organizer and the founder of Real Men Cook, and now, of course, operating Real Men Charities, which does so much work with youth. And we're here live celebrating, and we've just heard some wonderful stories. And so now we're going to hear from a man who really has a close-up view of this great woman. Can you introduce yourself to our viewing audience and tell us a bit about what went into the planning of this event?
Okay, my name is Rael Jackson. I am the only biological child of Yvette Moyo. She has bonus sons and daughters, but I'm the only biological child of Yvette Moyo, and we put this together. It just came to my mind like we needed some type of opportunity to acknowledge her because she was turning 70 on a Friday, and we needed to do some type of fundraiser for Real Men Charities. And she started Real Men Cook when she was 35.
Wow.
And now we're celebrating the 35th annual Real Men Cook.
Wow.
And next Father's Day, and she's turning 70. So 35 years, 70 is just a magical moment. And we thought it'd be a great opportunity to just share, who she is and why Real Men Cook came about. So a few weeks ago, I ran Dilla, and it just popped in my head, like, wouldn't it be great to have this Chicago historian to interview my mother for her birthday? And he said, yeah. And, the magic just happened like that. So.
That is great. She lived through a very momentous era here in the city with a lot of the racial changes
Yeah.
and so forth. What are some of the things you remember growing up? I know your mother had to have been an activist, all the things she was
Yeah.
involved with. What are some of the memories or a memory that stands out in your mind that she perhaps faced and overcame a challenge of perhaps racial injustice or discrimination? What do you remember?
Well, I don't really remember too much injustice. We were always around Black excellence. So I remember being at a lot of banquets and being able to meet like Harold Washington and some of the great people that were making a difference during that time, from Jesse Jackson. When she was doing the shows at the Regal, we had Sinbad doing the show, and it was just a magical time. The best thing was when we were starting off with Real Men Cook, like right the year before we did Real Men Cook, one of her friends, Carolyn Shelton, was doing the cooking program, and she had Michael Jordan on there cooking gumbo. And I was 12 years old. I remember being able to sit next to him and have a conversation, and it was just it's great time. It was just Black excellence because we never really dealt with white people. Chicago is considered the most segregated city in the country, one of the most segregated cities. So we never really involved ourselves with anybody else. The only time we saw white people, they were either the teachers or the police. We didn't interact with that system. So I went to all Black elementary school, public school, all high school, mostly public schools. Where Blacks were the dominant culture at Whitney Young at the time. And then I went to FAMU, so we never really had that type of, where race. I didn't think white people had any type of control over me. And we went to Trinity, which is Reverend Wright, which speaks liberation theology. So we never really had that type of insight into white culture. I never really had that. I still don't have any type of interaction with white culture to, say racial this, racial that. It was just a separate society, separate world. It's outside of Chicago. You don't see them. And now they're starting to integrate. I don't have anything against white people. We just never really had that type of interaction or coordination.
So now in the South Shore community, I know when I guess the steel industry, the auto industry, all the industries left, and this really decimated this community. What impact would you say your mother has had in building up this place and making it possible for people to gather in a place where it feels safe and there's culture? What impact would you say she's had?
She's had a major impact because, it's people that are scared to walk in the neighborhood. And, just recently she had to get hip surgery, so that stopped some of the movement. But she was walking, through the neighborhood. People would see her, wave. She's talking to people. She doesn't really have like a fear of Black people or Black men. Like her whole life has been about uplifting them and saying, hey, brother, come over here, do this, do that. And, just her energy and spirit is that goddess spirit that creates that peace and causes people to think about something better. And, she'll break up fights if people are arguing. She's one of those people that's first there with no fear of her people, just total love and total, that we can be better and uplifting everybody. I think she calls everybody to be a better person.
Yes, and I've definitely known her to be that kind of person. So you're part of the management here at the Quarry now. Tell us a bit about what you do.
Man, I do everything. So I just pretty much try to manage her entrepreneurial endeavors. And one thing that she told me that was like so meaningful that stayed with me is she was like, everything that I do is to fill in the space till I get to see you. So all of her projects, buying this space, forming the magazine, let's see, Real Men Cook, Moby, the stamps, those were like all the things she did in between being my mother, for her. And so I just try to make sure that her dream stays alive. I produce Real Men Cook, I create the sponsorship packages. It's kind of hard because I'm not really a multitasker, but I can go from cleaning the bathrooms to meeting the billionaire or the CEO of companies. And I feel very comfortable with that range. I feel very comfortable going outside of here and talking to the former gangbangers. It's real interesting because a guy was telling me, he was like, that's when I went in for my first murder. I was like, your first murder? What? How many?
How many do you have?
How many do you have? But these people respect us, and they, I don't feel fear around here. I saw somebody about to fight the other day and was honking the horn, to make things stop. It's just I lived in the suburbs for like 8 years. So I lived in University Park for about 8 years. And that had me actually in fear of my people, just watching the media, watching the news every single day. I remember taking the train, the metro, and when I would hit like 119th at Kensington, I could feel my alertness come across. And I was like, I tell people I'm from Chicago, but I don't think I've ever really felt safe in Chicago. But coming back and coming to South Shore, it allowed me to sort of dissipate some of those myths, which is what Real Men Cook has always been about. It's like destroying these myths that the media is creating about Black men. And so, I walk the streets all the time, and I don't feel that, pressure or any of that. Chicago is a place, we say it's a place of neighborhoods, but it's a place of blocks. Because this block, that block, but you can't escape any of the elements that are amongst Black people if you're in any neighborhood. No neighborhood is safe. But this block or that block can create community. And then as we build on the blocks, then we can create that safe space for our men, for our children, for our families. And I want to say until our children and our women are safe, nobody will ever be safe.
Very profound. Well, that is why we're celebrating Yvette Moyo, because she is helping to make people feel safe in a great city. But it's a city that's had some economic challenges, and this is one of those challenging neighborhoods where people need something to raise their hope. So one last thing before you go, what's your mother's next vision? She's done a fabulous job with the South Shore Current magazine. I know that's hard work.
Okay.
And the Real Men Cook program, and Real Men Charities, and the youth programs. Okay. What's her next vision?
Her next vision is to have South Shore tourism, because she thinks that South Shore is an amazing space. She grew up on 74th and Bennett. Michelle Obama grew up on the very next block on 74th and Euclid. They're 10 years apart. They both went to Bryn Mawr Elementary School. I'm sure Michelle Obama would have went to South Shore if Whitney Young had not opened. They created the Madden system, which sort of took away some of the brain power. Like all of us, we had to go to the neighborhood schools, the smart people and the not so smart people had to interact. And so the Madden School program sort of took our brain power away into those schools, because I went to Whitney Young, so I understand the power of the public school. But when she was going to South Shore, it was like one of the best schools in Chicago. And it seems like we get a best school, best public school, and then somehow we sort of, the system tends to break that school down, and then it becomes a new entity in the next, every 7 years or something. Seems like that cycle continues.
Yes, I do remember when they came up with Whitney Young, and then the magnet school system, and a lot of, like you say, the neighborhood schools, they didn't get our best and brightest. Well, we want to thank you so much for giving us the insight, and certainly we're looking forward to that South Shore tourism. So we'll be watching out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, and we'll be right back after this brief break. So we want you all to stick and stay. Don't stray away. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. And we are back. You are watching the Media Connection on the On Air Network, and we are so excited to be here live at the Quarry Event Center, where our wonderful sister Yvette Moyo is being honored for 70 years of life and 35 years of success as the founder of Real Men Cook and publisher of the South Shore Current, and now managing the Quarry Event Center. So we want to hear from those who have been affected by her work. Can you introduce yourself to our viewing audience? Give us your name and how you have been involved with Yvette Moyo.
Okay, awesome. Hey guys, my name is Marshall Calorie. I'm an actor and founder of Youth Talks, which is a youth-led talk show. So Yvette was really open to the talk show. She's been working with fellow youth, my fellow peers, to collab and host open mics and cool series that are actually coming out next year. So that's really exciting, and how I met Miss Yvette Moyo at the South Shore Cultural Center during their town halls. Mm-hmm. And then I introduced each other, and then the rest is history.
Wow, that is fantastic. So now, tell us a bit about the show that you do.
Yeah, so it's called Youth Talks with a Z. Just imagine Ellen Oprah, but youth-led, teen-led. So a lot, or just like Teen Summit used to be on, back on BET, but it got canceled. I'm not old enough to remember that, but I know a lot of people that know about that. But it's just imagine Ellen Oprah vibes, but youth-led, teen-led. I'm the main host, but I also have other young adults that rotate, because it's all about passing down that torch. Because once I'm older, I'm 23 right now, but I consider youth anyone under 30, because a lot of us are still learning. Like, a lot of us don't know how to do taxes and a whole bunch of stuff. Why don't we bridge that gap for us as young adults, from our people we look up to, our politicians, our favorite celebrities like Lil Durk, Chance the Rapper, G Herbo. Just imagine being able to sit down like how we're doing right now, but having that down-to-earth conversation, how they got there, advice they would give young adults, and then cool, fun things that we can do. So that's my talk show. It's for Instagram right now.
Oh, great. So now, how did Yvette Moyo help facilitate getting that, established? And are you all doing the taping here at the Quarry, or?
Well, currently, that's scheduled for next year.
Oh,
but
okay.
My friends who are involved with Youth Talks, who are artists, she's been working with them to host open mics here for the community, youth forums. So I know those are in the works right now, and they're part of Youth Talks. So that's all going to start next year. But we've all been having meetings about those things, and Yvette's been really open to the mind. When the Quarry is flourishing, but also when the Quarry is right now, it's all about bridging that gap, bringing the community together. So fellow youth, my fellow peers are hosting events here. I know they hosted a few events. I think they're going to host a Christmas event soon. But yeah, just for young adults and open to everyone.
All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I'm overaged, but I might step in anyway.
It's all about bridging the gaps. Everyone.
So before you go, give us a couple of topics that you all have recently talked about with Youth Talks.
Okay, so Youth Talks. So it's all about, we interview everyone, because everyone has a story. So anyone can be any age, but young adults are just in the role of the host. So I've interviewed Michelle Hayes, who's the owner of Hayes Talent Agency, Jenny Brettenbauer, the owner of Jenny's Ice Creams, Cam Buckner, who ran for mayor. Yes. Who else have I interviewed? I'm going to interview Robin Robinson, who used to be a news anchor. I've interviewed Diallo Riddle, who's the creator of the TV show Southside. Just a lot of the shy actors. So it ranges, business owners, politicians, celebrities, just to bridge that gap.
Great. And tell us one more time, where can people see your show?
Well, guys, my name is Marshall Calorie. You can find my Instagram at _MICALLERY_ and at Youth Talks, YOUTHTALKZ.
Awesome. Spell it one more time.
Okay, YOUTHTALKZ. Youth Talks with a Z.
With a Z. Yeah. All right, we got it.
Yeah, awesome. And just look at my name, Marshall Calorie.
Marshall Calorie. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Marshall. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Take care.
We'll be right back. And of course, we want you to stick and stay. Don't stray away. We'll be right back in a moment, so stay with us.
Hi, this is John Alexander.
And I'm Naima Latif. Meet people like you who are making a positive difference in the world.
Big difference.
Watch us every day on The Media Connection at www.youtube.com/The Media Connection TV.
YouTube it. We'll see you soon.
And we are back. And we're going to be talking to several of those who are here today. We're going to take a quick break and introduce you to our next guest. So make sure you share this with your friends because we're celebrating Yvette Moyo and you need to be here. Right here at the Quarry Event Center. And it's on 75th and Phillips. And of course, you can hear some great music in the background. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is John Alexander.
And I'm Naima Latif. Meet people like you who are making a positive difference in the world.
Big difference.
Watch us every day on The Media Connection at www.youtube.com/The Media Connection TV.
YouTube it. We'll see you soon.
And we are back. And now we've got another special guest, an entertainer that you need to know. Can you give us your name and tell us how you got involved with Yvette Moyo?
Hi, my name is Zion Ali. Honestly, somebody reached out to me and they said they would love for me to sing because most of my songs are like soul music. As I can see in the background, or I can hear in the background, see Miss Moyo really loves soul music and R&B and jazz. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to give her a nice shot.
Great.
Yeah.
And tell us your name again.
My name is Zion Ali.
Zion Ali. Fantastic. Well, you know, one of the great things that Yvette Moyo does is reach out for positive young people because she's really looking at changing lives. And here in the South Shore area, where a lot of devastations happen, you know, drug culture and all of that, it's really important for young people to see young people that are doing some great things.
Yeah.
So what got you involved in soul?
Really, it's my mission is to change the blueprint with music, minority music in general, the people of color. We have a blueprint to where our music is mainly about killing each other and degrading our sisters. So my mission is to make music for the youth, for the elderly, for I don't know what I call myself because I'm in the middle.
And how old are you now?
21.
Oh.
So
Okay.
okay. Yeah, my mission is to have music. You can play it in church, you can play it in the club, you can play it anywhere, and everybody feels the same way.
So do you write your own lyrics?
Yeah, I produce my own music as well. I write everything. I mix and master everything myself.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, we're really looking forward to hearing you tonight. And if you are in and around the Chicagoland area, you still have some time to come on down to the Quarry Event Center. And it is 7423 South. East 75th Street. Right, 75th and Phillips. And of course, as you can hear, some great music. And we want you to hear this young artist as well. So come on down. You got a little while to get there. Now, where can people hear you regularly? You have a YouTube channel or Instagram, or where can people follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram. It's ZIONALI. The username will pop up as it's Musa Baby. I have a song out called Breakdowns. That's the song. That's the main song I've been pushing. And as far as I know, nobody had any bad reviews on it. Everybody loves it. So,
all right,
yeah.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And you've been watching the Media Connection live here on the On Air Network. And we are live at the Quarry Event Center, where Yvette Moyo is celebrating 70 years and 35 years of success as the founder of Real Men Cook, and of course, managing Real Men Charities. And she's introducing some real men. I'm Naima Latif, and we'll be right back with some final statements after this quick break. So stick and stay. Don't stray away. And we are back. Of course, if you are in and around the Chicagoland area, we want you to have an opportunity to join this celebration of a great woman. And we're just going to show you a few of her publications. This is the South Shore Current magazine, and she is publisher. And South Shore Current is a magazine that is made available throughout the South Shore community. So one of the things that Yvette Moyo has done is to highlight the richness of Chicago culture. And in this magazine, you really develop an appreciation for the events going on, the business community, and also really what is a tourist attraction, many of the historic places all across the South Shore area. So, as her son said, her vision is to make this area part of the Chicago tourism. Well, it needs to be, because these are people who have overcome some great challenges. And some of the history that we heard tonight is really profound and letting us know that even with the economic challenges of industries leaving, we are still surviving and thriving. And with places like the Quarry Event Center, we're seeing the community become revitalized. So we're gonna come back and introduce you to one more person who's got some words of praise and gratitude for Yvette Moyo, and we'll be right back. So we want you to stay with us. We'll be right back. And we are back. You are watching the Media Connection TV live at the Quarry Center on the On Air Network. And we are excited to be hearing some fabulous voices and hearing some wonderful music. So now we're going to also introduce you to another person who's got some real words of insight about Yvette Moyo. And we'll be right back in just a moment, so stay with us.
Hi, this is John Alexander.
And I'm Naima Latif. Meet people like you who are making a positive difference in the world.
Big difference.
Watch us every day on The Media Connection at www.youtube.com/The Media Connection TV.
YouTube it. We'll see you soon.
And we are back with another fabulous guest here at the Quarry Event Center. Can you introduce yourself to our viewing audience and tell us how you came to know Yvette?
My name is Paige Turner. I came to know Yvette actually just a couple of months ago. She had reached out to one of my business partners just to get more people on board with her mission and just to push the message out to the community. She's really involved with her neighbors and the surrounding businesses around, and we were just really inspired as the young generation coming up by the things that she's accomplished, the things that she's trying to do, and she's looking towards retirement no time soon, but in general. And it's just one of those things that we want to make sure that we get the right people, the young people that keep it going and keep it moving.
So tell us about what you do and how you've been affected by her work here in South Shore.
Well, I kind of do a little bit of everything, similar to Miss Yvette. When I met her, I really liked everything that she was saying and really just her community work. She'll come out of her own pocket, take the shirt off of her back if it requires, just to put somebody in a better position. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
I know this place has become a hub, I guess, for a lot of young people, a lot of activities here. She said she spoke
it's like
word here.
It's across the board. It's like the young crowd, the old crowd, the more seasoned
seasoned people.
Yeah, so I mean, I think aside from like even with the academics, with the like the poetry, the fine arts, the literature, like she's just all around, like anything that you could imagine. I know for myself, like I'm very domestic, so I'm like really good with anything at the home, but even that has a place here at the Quarry. So,
That is wonderful. Well, we're excited to be here tonight. Did you hear anything during the interview that surprised you in terms of some of the history that she recounted?
Actually, I was working.
Oh, she said she does everything. So she was working.
Yeah, I was behind the bar and in between with the kitchen. So I actually didn't catch the interview, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have been surprised by anything that I heard in general, because you would be surprised with Yvette.
Yeah, but you're one of the hard workers that put this event together. What are some of the things that went into all of this? Because it's really fabulous. I mean, it's beautiful atmosphere. What are some of the things that went into making this a successful event?
I mean, honestly, just reaching out to the other surrounding Black businesses, seeing what it is that they can offer, if it was anything that they could donate, even if it was just their time, like some of their employees that didn't mind, helping out just to get the event going. There's a lot of sponsors, like even with the food, the liquor, just everything that everyone chipped in and everybody helped.
Yeah, so that's a testimony to the kind of impact that Yvette Moyo has. People were inspired to help, and the good thing is that everybody made it work, and it is a beautiful event. And so congratulations on I know you played a great part because you're working behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So what's the next project that you're working on?
I believe that we have a Kwanzaa event for the end of the year, but I do know that there is the Light Up the City. Yeah, the Light Up the City that is coming up that we're supposed to be a part of, helping baking cookies in the kitchen.
Should be great. All right.
Yeah.
I'll be waiting to hear to taste some. But thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you more around, because we're going to be around too, doing more here at the Quarry.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
And we'll be right back. So don't you all go away. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. And you have been here live with us at the Quarry Event Center as we get a glimpse of the impact a woman that has changed a great deal of the culture here at the South Shore area by purchasing the Quarry Event Center, turning it into a place where young and elders, the seasoned among us, can gather for cultural events, for entertainment, for celebrations. And it makes a difference because the South Shore area has been historically a community that has been vibrant and has been a homeowner community. But with the leaving of the steel industry here in Chicago, many who had been employed lost their jobs and lost their homes and lost their businesses. So in came the challenge of a drug culture and a culture of violence. And so rather than just shake her head and say, what a shame, a woman such as Yvette Moyo stepped up, and she and her family have been instrumental in creating Real Men Cook. And she has also founded a number of youth programs, as you've heard here, encouraging many young people, and in publishing the South Shore Current magazine. She has also helped to educate the rest of the city so that the city understands why the South Shore community is a place worthy of being part of the city tourism. So we salute her tonight. And you still got a few moments to come on down and enjoy the festivities. But we want to encourage all who live in the city of Chicago to make a difference. You can make a decision that changes your community. And one act can inspire so many others. So congratulations, Yvette Moyo, and happy birthday. And may you continue your success as you continue to touch lives all across the city and even across the nation and even across the world. I'm Naima Latif. You've been watching the Media Connection TV live from the Quarry Event Center on the On Air Network. We'll see you again soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Media Connection TV, and follow us on Facebook. And we'll keep you posted on the positive things happening in your neck of the woods. See you next time.